Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Michelle, and we are the owners of the Main Street Mouse.
And this is the Main Street Mouse Weekly Podcast, show number 159 for September 2nd, 2024.
For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving. And supervise your children.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Dead men tell no tale.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you. But may I just say,
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hello, everybody out there in the podcast universe.
Hi, happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. It's Monday. We're a little bit late. It won't be 7 o'clock when the show gets out tonight.
Well, you know.
By 8 o'clock, it should be out.
Maybe. Well, it depends where they're listening from. It might be 7 o'clock somewhere else.
Sure, it could be 5 o'clock, and they could be getting it early.
5 o'clock somewhere.
It's always 5 o'clock
Right.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you can hear it in her voice, Michelle's not feeling great today, so I'm going to probably do most of the talking this afternoon.
Oh,
I
boy.
apologize for all of you having to listen on my crappy voice.
I mean, I'll do what I can. My throat just really hurts. I'm sure they're tired of me saying I don't feel well. Just like
Do you not feel good?
I'm always sick all the time. So, yeah, this is part of the reason we do a podcast instead of a live feed.
Well, it's a lot easier to do a podcast. Try to do the
Uh-huh,
live
mhm.
feed. So again, as Michelle said, happy Labor Day to everybody. It's the end of summer for most people. With
Unless you
Labor
live
Day,
in Florida, it just continues.
where summer never ends. It's been really warm, raining almost every day. But bad rain. I mean, the way it was coming off our house earlier today, it looked like somebody was just standing up there with a bucket, just pouring it down the side.
It really does. And it's weird because, they kept saying that this hurricane season was going to be bad and
Mhm.
whatever. And we've been okay so far. But,
Knock on something.
but they're talking. I was watching something on one of the weather pages
Mhm.
I follow and saying that they're watching for stuff off the coast because, hurricane season goes like through October.
Right, I remember.
So-
It goes pretty deep. But it so far, knock on wood, it hasn't been a bad hurricane season for the
No,
most
it's
part.
just
Not
we
for-
get these flash storms and then it looks
Yeah.
like our yard is flooding.
But then it soaks it all up. It's just so funny how if we were in Michigan and we had rain like that, our yard would be flooded for like a couple days. And here,
Oh, yeah. it's
within a
different
half an
here.
hour of it ending, it's all soaked into the sand and gone. So it's kind of cool the way it works here. So on this week's episode, we're going to go through our normal things. And like I said, Michelle's not feeling good, so I'm going to do most of the talking, but she will pipe in here and there when she has something to add to it. But the last week we did a few media events, the first one being on Thursday. Epcot kicked off their International Food and Wine Festival, which we were there on hand. They had a media invite to come out and enjoy the park that day.
Yes.
We did sample some food. We hung out with a lot of our friends.
Yeah, it was weird. Like we as soon as we walked in, we started seeing people that we knew, and then
And even people who we didn't really know who follow us, who knew us.
yeah, that was really cool too. When people come up and say, "Hey, I follow you," blah blah blah. It's really nice. So thank you to those people that did that.
Yes, thank you so much.
So like we ended up gathering friends the whole time, which was nice. It's always fun to do like these type of festivals and things when you have people with you. It just,
Definitely.
I don't know, it just makes it more fun, especially when you're going to cover things that involve food,
Mhm.
because we were all buying different food and taking pictures of each other's food.
Right. And normally, with Michelle not feeling good, I didn't think we'd be there that long, but I think having friends and stuff there kind of gave you the push to keep going, that you want to do a little bit more just because we were.
Yeah, you
having
kind
a
of forget
good time.
about it, and because this is whatever this is. It's been lingering since California, so
Mhm.
I'm like trying my best to press on.
Press on. So the first place we stopped and got food, though, was at the Odyssey Pavilion,
Right.
where they had the wings and they had fried pickles. And they had some
Mhm.
kind of pomegranate frozen drink that you had.
It's like a pomegranate frozen tea, and it's got like orange sherbet, like Dippin' Dots on the top.
Was that good? Because I didn't try it.
Okay, so it is good, and I had it last year.
Mhm.
And the only difference is this year they have more of the Dippin' Dots in it, so it's kind of like I recommend getting a spoon because those stupid paper straws, like when you're trying to drink and the little
Yeah.
Dippin' Dots get stuck up there, your straw is worthless. So.
Yeah, I don't know why they would use paper straws and something like that, or at least get thicker paper straws, almost like the bubble tea.
They're too small. Like you need
Yeah.
the fatter ones because you have all those little dots in there. But yeah, that is very, very good. I did not get the pickle milkshake this time. Once was enough for me. But as far as pickle,
For eternity.
yeah. And I love ice cream, and that would be great right now. But the pickle fries or the fried pickle
the fried
spears,
pickle
whatever.
spears. Yes.
Those were pretty darn good.
Those are really good, actually. I had a couple of the ones you got. I really enjoyed them. They I don't know why they taste better than the chips to me. I know you said you like chips better, but I kind of like the spears better. They were good fry batter on them. You got ranch dressing to dip them in, so I thought they were pretty good.
I mean, I liked the crispiness on them, but I mean, I could go to Red Robin and eat a whole basket of their pickle chips. Those are
Or
really
CityWorks. CityWorks has really good.
Except the only difference is that CityWorks, theirs is very, very greasy. I mean, they
Yes.
glistened.
Yes.
Like when you eat them,
Tasted good, but they were greasy.
they taste good, but like I know when I've gotten them from there before, I like take a napkin and squeeze the grease out to eat them.
Right.
And that's like an old trick that people would do with pizza, which I still do.
Right, what you still do.
You put like paper towel or something on it to get some of the grease out. But yeah, like every pickle chip at CityWorks, you gotta like squeeze the grease out. But
It
not
sounds so gross when you say
right,
it like
but not
that.
at the ones at Epcot. Those were very good.
So at the Odyssey Pavilion, so Michelle had the pickles and the pomegranate drink. I ordered the sticky peanut butter and jelly wings, which were a favorite of mine from last year, and they're just as good this year.
I was gonna say, were they just as good?
They are so good. If you're even sitting there going peanut butter jelly and chicken wings does not sound good. I know it doesn't sound good, but try it because it tastes those flavors all coming together. It tastes really good. So I really enjoy getting those, and I probably will get those again if we go back. And I also want to try their really hot wings they had. I can't remember what they were. It said it had Carolina Reaper pepper in it, so I want to try them and see if they're any good. They had the buffalo. Greg had the buffalo ones. He said they were okay. I know other people had other ones, so I definitely want to try the hot one next time we go.
No, it would kill me.
So at this point, we actually met up with Jeremy and Rhonda. We saw Panda. We saw our friend Adam. We started seeing a lot of people that we knew. Michelle was there also, and we kind of all tagged along and walked around the world. So
John, Sam.
Yeah, Sam eventually showed up. John Yaglinski eventually showed up. So as we're walking, I can't remember who it was, but somebody wanted to go try the pasta nachos in Italy.
Oh boy. Okay, so back up. If on Twitter for like the couple days before the festival, people took pictures of the sign that said Italian nachos, and people were already like going gross before they even before they even saw them or tried them. So it was like one of those things like for research purposes, like we had to
try it for research. So they all got the pasta nachos. I, on the other hand, saw that the Italy's pizza window was open, and so I hightailed it over there because that window's not open all the time. And I hightailed it over there to get me a slice of pepperoni pizza while they were waiting in line to get their nachos.
Which I did not get, by the way. I got Italian water.
So you got Italian water. I know when I got back to the table, there was two things of the Italian nachos, and there was also the focaccia bread and meatball and cheesecake.
Yes,
on the table.
Jeremy and Rhonda ordered the extra stuff.
Yes. So I didn't try the nachos, and I know you wouldn't eat the sauce because it was a beef sauce, but did you try the chips? Did you get any of the sauce without the beef in it? How was it?
All right. So we keep it real here. Yes, right? So
you don't feel good, just throw it out there. Who
okay,
cares?
you know what? It was terrible. It was like somebody took an ice cream scoop over at the Taco Bell and scooped some of their
Sandy beef.
Their sandy, gritty beef, and stuck it in the middle of like these chips. They were supposed to be pasta chips, but they were more like I don't know, like a sun chip type of thing, but plain, really? But puffier. I don't know. It was really hard to describe whatever the heck these things were. But all of us were like, ugh. So I don't eat beef, but I got tasted one of the chips, and it had, of course, remnants of whatever the heck this beef was.
Right.
And it tasted just like Taco Bell. Now, I don't dislike Taco Bell, but Taco Bell doesn't belong in Italy.
No, it should be in its country of Mexico, even though it's not Mexican at all either.
I don't know what the heck it was, but it was like one of those things where it just didn't belong. And, I've said many times that the Italy Pavilion is my favorite for obvious reasons. I love it there because I grew up on Italian food. However, this was not good. So somebody made a point of saying that they can't seem to get lately the Italian or the Italy booth right. Like people complain that so everybody likes Italian food for the most part.
Right.
So
there's always something somebody will eat.
Right. I mean, that's why Italian restaurants are so popular.
Right.
So you would think that they would knock it out of the park with some of these things.
Especially considering they have some really good Italian restaurants on property.
They have Viennapoli right behind there, and then they have the other Italian restaurant. I mean, it's like, it's right there, and I don't understand that. But I know a couple years ago, because the boys and I got it, it was the fried cheese ravioli with, like, the marinara dip. Now, that was delicious. Right. But, yeah, in my professional opinion, those Italian nachos, I would not get them if I were you.
So was it just the sun grain chips, like you said, like the sun chips type?
Well, they were kind of like between like a wonton and a sun chip.
They said they were made with pasta dough is what they had claimed they were supposedly made with.
Okay, but it doesn't taste like pasta. It had its own unique, like, I don't know what the heck it was. It was like puffy chips. Let's just say puffy chips.
So they're chips. Then they put a scoop of their sandy ground beef from Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell
Did
scoop.
they put cheese on top of it?
Okay, so.
Because to me, nachos, the point of nachos is chips and cheese.
Okay, so the scoop of shredded cheese was about half a teaspoonful.
Was it mozzarella?
It looked like cheddar to me.
So the Italian nachos had cheddar.
I mean, I don't know for sure because let me just say again, this wasn't mine. This was like community nachos we were sharing, but the amount of cheese they put on there was so small, I can barely recall what it was. I just know that it was a tiny, tiny little pile of cheese. And everybody was like, what the world? And, we all, for research purposes, everybody tried it.
Right.
And not a single one of us liked it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they couldn't have put like a shredded Parmesan or something, or like a grated Parmesan cheese on top of it or something just something that was more of an Italian feel to it.
They could have even put like a meat sauce on there, or if they were going to use quote unquote pasta chips, they could have used some sort of pasta sauce with like mozzarella or Parmesan on the top, and use it because Italians like to dip bread in sauce.
Right. Yeah.
So you could have used it like the nacho chip to like dip into the sauce. But hey, what do I know, right?
Well, they gave it a shot. You didn't like it. Nobody at our table actually liked it. There was like 6 or 7
It was
of
like
us.
6 thumbs down.
Yeah, 6 thumbs down. So how was the focaccia and the meatballs? I know you didn't have the meatballs because they kind of look like IKEA meatballs. They were really small.
Right. Okay. So Rhonda said they were not as good as IKEA meatballs.
Oh, wow.
I did have a little piece of the bread with a little bit of the sauce, which was decent.
Okay.
Rhonda said it was better when you dip the meatball in the marinara sauce.
Okay, so you had to eat the two of them
better.
together.
So that was all right. And then the cheesecake.
Yes.
I like really cold cheesecake. It wasn't very cold, and it was really tiny, but it tasted good. It was like a vanilla cheesecake.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the hard thing they have is keeping something really cold out there.
Yeah, don't we know?
Yeah, we know that firsthand. One day we might tell that story.
I did tell a story on my podcast.
Yeah, you never told it on this one. We're not gonna today.
No, okay, it's too. I don't have the voice capacity.
Yeah, exactly. But okay. So that was the Italian booth. My pizza was excellent. If anybody cared, I know you had a couple bites of my crust and stuff.
When that window is open, it is very good pizza.
It is so good. It's like $9 a slice, but the slice is like as big as your face.
Yeah, it's
big. It's a huge slice of pizza. So we left there. I was full from the pizza, but we trucked on to more food, and we made it to the American Pavilion. Was the next stop.
Oh, the hot dogs.
And they had a plethora of different types of hot dogs from all over. And I think everybody bought a different hot dog, believe it or not. I think the only one I didn't see was a Chicago style, but I could be wrong. So there was a Chicago style, there was a New York style, there was the Carolina style.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one, I can't remember what it was exactly. So I had gotten the Carolina style, I believe it was. That had chili, coleslaw, mustard.
Yeah, that looks good, even though I don't eat
It was so the bun was a smaller bun, almost like a slider sized bun, but it was a full size hot dog on that. Chili was really good. The coleslaw was good. The mustard, it all came together. The flavors came together really well. I was just still full from the pizza, so I only ate like half of it. But I know Jeremy had one hot dog. I thought, was it I don't even want to guess. I think it had peppers on it, the one he tried. I can't remember which one it was, though.
I think so. And then Rhonda's had like
Sauerkraut.
tomato, onion, and sauerkraut.
Yeah, hers had I think hers was the New York style one. And then Greg had gotten one, and I can't remember which one Greg had gotten. But
you guys
they were
all cut them up. And
Yeah.
see, I don't eat beef, so I didn't get to try any of it. But the one with the coleslaw on it looked really good.
It was very tasty. I would recommend it if you like chili, if you like coleslaw, if you like hot dogs, try it. It was good. I did like it.
And that's something new for them this year,
It
is
is.
all the different hot dogs, right?
Yeah, but you know what? If you think about that, it is American.
Sure.
I mean, especially summertime, baseball games and such, hot dogs are at every sporting
Even though it's
event.
going into the fall.
Right, but the fall
But people
classic-
still eat chili and hot dogs during like football games like we do.
Yeah, we do. So it just, I don't know why the booth just kind of fits for me, but it kind of reminds me of being up north with sporting events and hot
Yeah,
dogs. So
even
I
though
kind
it's
of liked it.
hot down here.
Right. So we continued to walk around the world. The next stop became Paris or France. We stopped in France and everybody got a drink, or the girls got a drink.
Yeah.
What was the drink? I can't remember what you guys.
Okay, I don't know what it was called.
We made fun of it and called it fruit salad because it was like pineapple juice and.
So it was a strawberry. It's new this year. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on the bottom of half of the menu. It is a strawberry gin based drink with fruit juices, and I was saying it tastes like a fruit cup, a spiked fruit cup.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like the fruit cups that you would get in lunch when you were a kid. Like,
So the little Del Monte
Yeah.
with the plastic seal, you had to pull
yeah,
it back.
exactly. They had like the
Okay.
peaches and the, like, I guess those were grapes or something. I don't know what they were.
Yeah, there was like peaches or fruit salad, or not fruit salad. What was the fruit cocktail? Was the one that you would always get with
Yeah,
the one
bleh.
cherry in there. And
Yeah, that's exactly what it tasted like, the juice from that. So, but I'm not ripping on it. It was good.
Mhm.
I would have rather tried the frozen Cosmo, but that was not new this year. We were trying to go for something new.
Gotcha, understandable.
And it doesn't pack that big of a punch, just so you know.
Oh, it doesn't.
It does not.
Okay. Well, you all seem to like it though. Everybody was.
We drank it. We paid for it. So.
Well, yeah. If you're paying for it, you're gonna drink it. There's no doubt about that. I was trying to find the menu real quick here, if I could, just so I could give them the details. But I guess you've already explained it well enough. So, after
It's gin and juice.
Snoop Dogg's passing it out over there.
Way back.
That's funny.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad it turned out well, and that was good. So we left there, and we started to head around again. We came through Canada. We didn't get no food in Canada. I know somebody was talking about poutine fries. Nobody got them. I think it was Greg mentioned
Because
it.
they
but
weren't
nobody-
new this year. It was the same as last
Right.
time.
So we ended up heading over to Sunshine Seasons inside the building over there because A, we wanted to escape the heat and get some air conditioning because it was hot that day, and B, they had a apple pie milkshake.
Caramel apple
Pie milkshake, which you did get.
I did.
And what is your opinion of said apple?
Well,
pie?
it's really cute looking.
Yes, it looked great. It did.
However, to me, it tasted like pumpkin pie, and it was supposed to be apple. It comes with a cake pop that is red velvet, which was very rich. So there's some sort of like apple gelato base, and like a pie crust cookie on the top.
Yes, I remember seeing that. It almost looked like the top of a apple pie.
Kinda.
So they
but with
did-
a cake pop.
Yeah.
And
So
like caramel drizzle on it. But it was so rich that I could not eat it.
and it melted really quick for
Really
in the building.
fast.
So I am reading it, and everything you named is exactly what's in it. So
Oh, well,
exactly,
see?
yeah, you nailed it perfectly. You hit everything right out of the park with that one. You named it
See,
exactly.
I was paying attention because I do like my sweets.
You were.
But if you're gonna get one, do not if you got a couple people with you, grab some extra spoons or an extra cup and divide that up because it was way too rich. You couldn't. I only had a couple sips in it. I was trying to give pieces of it away because it was just too rich, and it tastes like pumpkin to me. But
And I think it was $10.99 for that milkshake.
yeah,
I think it was something like that
yeah.
for a milkshake. So, I mean, it looked great, like she said. I did find the hot dog menu, and the one Jeremy had gotten was the Southwest style hot dog.
Okay.
So it had bacon, pinto beans, tomato, jalapenos, avocado crema, and queso fresco
Oh
on
my
his roll.
gosh.
My Carolina style was chili coleslaw, yellow mustard on brioche. The Chicago style one was tomato, dill pickle, pickled sport pepper, diced onions, yellow mustard, Chicago green relish on poppy seed bun. And then the New York style was the sauerkraut, onion, tomato sauce, and spicy mustard on brioche.
Okay, that's what Rhonda had.
Yes, that was what she had. So we hung out on Sunshine Seasons for a little bit just because it was warm outside and we wanted to kind of all cool off. But funny is, so Michelle and I think Rhonda both got a little chilly sitting in there.
We were sitting right under an air vent.
Yeah, sitting right under an air vent. So we're like, okay, we're cold, let's go. So we went back out, and like 2 minutes after we got back outside, we're like, okay, let's go back in because we hit the heat again.
And we ended up, I was not feeling so hot, so we
No.
ended up going.
We went to one more booth after we left.
Oh, we
there.
did. That's right.
We did. We went over to the booth. I'm trying to find it. It was something with fire was in the title of the booth. I'm trying to find it right now. But we went over there because they had an Impossible slider as well as a steakhouse type slider. I had one of our friends had the fake the fake one, and I had the real one. It's Flavors of Fire. That was the name of it. So the Impossible burger was Impossible Montreal style burger slider with cheddar cheese, tomato jam on a sesame seed bun. It looked good. The only thing they had said that when they bit into it, it kind of crumbled. Like it wasn't a patty.
Like a chili instead of like our loose meat sandwich.
Right. And then I tried the steakhouse bun burger, which was beef and wild mushroom slider with truffle brie cheese, fondue, arugula, and a truffle potato chip on a sesame seed bun.
See, now that looked good.
It was very good. I thought it was funny. I thought when I was just reading truffle potato chips, I thought maybe there'd be a few chips on the side with it.
A chip.
There was a chip on it with one little piece of arugula.
They didn't say how much.
No, the fondue cheese on it though was really good. It was really flavorful and tasty, and the burger did taste really good. It had a good blend of the beef and the mushroom, so if you like that, I think you would enjoy that. So that was all we tried that day. I do want to go back and try the fry flight. We do need to go back and hit it again, walk around and see all the different food booths. We'll be going back for some of the concerts. There's quite a few concerts we were both interested in seeing.
Yeah, I mean, and this runs for a couple of months, so we got to see it opening day. We got to check out some of the food and the merchandise, and of course, we'll be back.
Of course, we have to go back because it is the busiest festival. It's one of those ones we really don't go as much as we probably should or want to because it's so busy.
Crowded.
But it wasn't that busy on opening day.
No, which was very surprising.
Especially since it was a holiday weekend. I thought it was.
I want to say Flower and Garden opening day was way worse.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with that. So if you are tonight going to Epcot, tonight's the last night of Sugar Ray.
Oh, bummer.
And then Hoobastank comes in next weekend on the 6th. And then Yellow Card. So that's next weekend's is Hoobastank and Yellow Card.
I'll have to tell Andrew about Yellow Card.
Yeah, they're on the 8th and 9th. So is that Sunday and Monday next week.
Oh.
Sunday he wouldn't be able to go because the Lions.
Oh, the Lions
Lions
game.
start Sunday night at 8:20 p.m. against the L.A. Rams and our former quarterback, Matt Stafford.
Oh, boy.
They're going to break him in half. If you're an LA fan, I apologize, but you can have him. Anyway, on to the next thing. So Friday, we had two media events, and they were kind of running up almost at the same time. I had to be one almost at the same time. Michelle had to be one. So I dropped Michelle off at the Springs, and she went to a Raglan Road media event, which was for their Great Irish Hooey. Is that correct?
Hooey.
Hooey.
Not Hooey.
Hooey. I like Hooey better, but Hooey.
Hooey.
So how did that event go? Because you didn't even really tell me about it.
I know, because you were telling me about yours.
Mine was more exciting.
Yours was. No, we did a divide and conquer because we couldn't be two places at once. And I always try to keep my commitments with Raglan Road because we've had live shows there. I've been covering events for them for years.
They've always been really good to us.
They've always been super good to us. So I try to make sure that I get to Raglan. So the Hooli is over because it's the end of the weekend. But it's just basically it was music, like extra music for the weekend and almost like a little festival.
Okay.
And but what we did see, it was weird. It was like a combination event.
Okay.
Because they were having us sample new menu items that are coming this month.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to think what they were. It's so hard for me to review food because I don't eat half of it.
I was gonna say, was there anything you even ate?
Not really. I'm trying to think. Oh no, yes there was. They had like they have a brand new vegan like shepherd's pie.
Okay.
Instead of it being like potato based, they had like beans in it. With like potato on top, and it was actually pretty good.
Oh, good.
They have, oh my gosh, they were like little cubes. They were supposed to be mac and cheese, like bite type of things, fried mac and cheese.
Okay.
But it had bacon and cheese inside it, and a piece of bacon on top, which I didn't eat that.
You didn't eat that.
They did have pumpkin gnocchi.
Oh.
So I did try that, which was pretty good.
Okay.
And then there was another thing, I can't remember what it was. It was like kind of a brunch item. It was like an egg and pieces of steak on a waffle that was like a cheddar waffle.
Wow.
So I scraped all it off and I just ate the waffle.
And the waffle was
It
good.
was pretty good.
So if you're willing to customize your food, it could be really good. If you don't,
No, I
don't
mean,
like
here's the bad part is because I love Raglan Road. I love the people at Raglan Road. Their food is delicious, except sometimes like, I mean, I take pictures. I put tons of pictures up. I just couldn't eat half of it.
And usually I'm there to eat the food.
You do. I
for the
just
most
pass
part.
it over. But I had Lou sitting next to me, so I was giving Lou what I didn't want.
And Lou has no problem eating extra food.
Oh, no. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, just take it. I don't
Just
want
take Scott's share. It's
it. Just take it.
and if you want, I can order a second share for Scott since he was going to be here.
No, I forgot at the very end, they were kind of running behind schedule. They put like these like pork sandwiches, like these little slider things. They put 4 of them there. I did not have any of that either.
I'm sure Lou probably ate all 3.
No, I don't know. But yeah, and then they had a drink that they were debuting too, and it I don't even know what's in it, so we're just gonna skip that part.
Okay, but it was a good event. You enjoyed it.
I love events at Raglan.
Well, thank you, Raglan, for having us out. That was
absolutely as always.
So my event was, like you said, a little bit more exciting and a little bit longer.
A little bit.
So I was at Universal Orlando Resort for the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 33. This was the first time the Main Street Mouse has been invited to the media event for Halloween Horror Nights, so we were very excited that we've been added to that list to be able to attend and to
We did get
it.
media tickets last year, but not for opening night.
Right,
so
not for
this was the
media night.
first time we've gotten the whole shebang.
Right, I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. It's my anxieties go up a little bit because the houses. Even for people who like to get jump scares and stuff like that, it's still a little bit intimidating because at this point as media we get to record video throughout the houses and photos and stuff, which is not something they let anybody else do. This is the only night a year where video and photography can be done in the houses. So we were blessed to be there. I was excited that I got to do it. So the night before was a special ticketed event you could pay for, limited event. It was $350 for that one event that night, and then the night before that was the cast member preview team member preview of the houses. So Michelle had been reading on Twitter about the Insidious house. Everybody's saying the Insidious house is bad. People are getting sick.
By the way.
People are
crying.
People are getting sick outside the ride. They're throwing up. And
no, I didn't say they were throwing up.
No, they are. People. There was reports of that. There's people
throwing up.
Yes, RJ had even told me that there was somebody who fell out of a wheelchair sick because of how bad this house supposedly was. So I get to the media event. They take us and put us in a room where we get to try a lot of the food. We get to see the merchandise. We get to they speak to us and they tell us the little premise about each house and stuff like that. We get to see some of the scare actors come out. And then they send us on the RIP tour, which I will say this. If you're going to do Halloween Horror Nights, you have one night and you want to make sure you get to do all 10 houses without problem, the RIP tour is your way to go. You get food involved with it at the beginning, from what I understand. Then you get a tour guide that takes you around. You go, I think it's 10 to 12 people in your group, and they take you to each house, and you get right in. You get to do the house and you go on to the next house. So you will get to do all the houses, where even if you buy the front of the line pass, you still could wait 40, 45 minutes for a house, depending on how busy it is. So the RIP tour eliminates that. It is a costly event, but you will get to see everything if you want to, if you only have that one night. The first house we went to was Insidious, which because of all the hype and everything, I was a little bit nerved up because I'm like, okay, how bad is this going to be? And I had only seen, you said I saw the first movie a long time ago. I didn't remember much about it. And then we saw the latest movie the night before I went, which probably wasn't a good idea to see it then. But we watched.
I wanted you to be aware.
I was aware. And I did recognize some of the characters from the movie into the house. So the house was not super scary in my opinion. There was some good jump scares. There was some things about it, but I don't know if I would say it was the most terrifying house I've ever been in.
By the way, these houses are on our YouTube channel
Yes.
at the Mainstream House, so you can go check them out and judge for yourself.
Yes.
Now, I saw your video. Now, they didn't let him record the whole video. He had to chop it up in pieces.
Right.
So the pieces that I saw, like towards the end, where like everything is popping out left and right, and then there's that demon with the receding hairline.
Yeah.
Like, no, I got nervous just looking at that.
Okay.
So that's a no for me. Not to mention everybody crying about it on Twitter. And I'm going to take these are people that love horror nights.
Right.
And they were like, nope. They said that just did me in. So if seasoned horror night goers are terrified of it, then it is not my cup of tea.
Yeah. So we went through it the first time. And then our friend RJ was also there on his own. He had bought a ticket, and he sent me a text message. He goes, Insidious was just He sent me a text message throughout it, and I had just gone through, and I didn't think it was that bad either. Now, the last area of the house, you do get jump scares from all the bad characters from the movie all kind of at the same time, but they're not like you see one, you turn around, there's another one, see another, a third, and then the red-faced guy jumps out at the end, and then you're out of the house.
I know.
But honestly, it didn't really scare me that much, and people are, oh, well, maybe you just didn't get a good walkthrough. Well, after we got done with all the houses, we went through that one again because we still had time. So I did do the Insidious house twice that night, and neither time did it really get to me.
He's
at
trying to
all.
look like a, Mr. Tough Guy. But I'm just telling you,
Yeah,
that's
no,
your
I
opinion.
know.
But a lot of people,
Yeah, I know.
like if you out there are skittish when it comes to
Yes.
these houses, you might want to maybe check out our video first.
Yes, and I'm slowly putting up the video. I'm putting up 2 a day because I don't want to flood all 10 videos out at one time. I'm doing 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening of the houses. So they're on YouTube and they're on Facebook. So I think at this point we've gotten 5 of them out, I think, as of right now. Another one should have just hit or is going to hit tonight. By the time this comes out, another one will have hit it. So we did that one. Then we went to Triplets of Terror, which was a story about these 3 9-year-olds on their birthday who slashed their family. So you're walking through their house and you see they wear masks and they do all this stuff. So that house wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think what other houses.
Ghostbusters, you went in.
Ghostbusters, I loved it. It's a fun house. Ghostbusters was not scary whatsoever.
I did see one scary guy in there I did not like.
But he was on my video. He was walking in front of me.
No, I mean like a monster. Probably.
Oh, I thought you meant our
Like
friend
he looked-
Jeremiah.
No, it was this thing, and I think because the makeup on whatever this thing was looked so Hollywood. Like,
Okay.
it looked scary.
Okay.
It didn't look cheap.
Is that the one that's supposed to be the bad guy with the horn?
I want to say that, yeah, but yeah, no thanks. I don't like that part.
Okay, but you got to see Slimer. You got to see Ghostbusters from the new films as well as the original Ghostbusters were in there. You see part of Echo the car. You see part of Echo 1. You see there's just a lot of nods to the entire franchise, but throughout the whole house there's the little marshmallow men. And
They're so cute.
and they're
They're
everywhere.
in the new movie.
Yes, they're in the new movie, but they're everywhere in this house, and you really need to look at them because a lot of people just walk by real quick. They're actually moving. Like their heads are turning, their arms are moving. So these are little mechanical marshmallow men all throughout the house. I do too, because they were just so cool to see. But when you walk into Ray's Occult Books store, like from the movies, and an actor playing Dan Aykroyd's character is right there. So it was a great house. I really enjoyed it. They do have a 24-foot version of the firehouse that you do come up to as it's freezing over, and that was really cool to see.
That was cool.
Next, we went into a quiet place, and as we're walking to the house, they're like, shh, don't talk, don't scream. And that's what they kept telling you. They're like, don't scream, don't make any noise, because then the monster's going to come out and get you, and you won't make it through the house alive. This house was very long. They said it was the longest house to walk through. Again, it really wasn't that scary. I've never seen any of the Quiet Place movies. I get the premise, though. It's these alien creatures that have superhuman hearing. They can't see, but they can hear really well, and that's how they find you. So if you make noise, they find you. So you hear a lot of babies crying throughout the house, and mothers trying to keep their babies quiet. You hear people screaming, trying to draw attention from other people. Again, it was a good house. I can't say any of the houses were bad this year. I really did enjoy them all. As far as super scary, though, I don't think any of them were super, super scary that I couldn't do them again.
Wow.
So
I don't know if I agree with that. But.
Well, the next house was Monstrous, the Monsters of Latin America. This was a house that they did in Hollywood last year, but it was a smaller house in Hollywood because they don't have as much room. So they brought it here to the East Coast to do it there and do it larger and bigger. This house is, you'll hear this character speak in both Spanish and English throughout the house. It's got a lot of the culture type nods and such like that. If you're an animal lover, though, and you like little piggies, like I know my wife does, there's probably you might want to skip this house.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in.
Yeah, it might be a little disturbing because you.
Why do they gotta do stuff to animals?
Yeah,
I don't like that.
So that is one thing I will tell you. So the next one we went to is Major Sweets Candy Factory, which you're walking into this candy factory and you're a chaperone of a kid's school that is there to test the candy. But when kids eat the candy, they become murderers and they try to kill everybody. So that video, I don't think that one's gone out. That one's going out tomorrow morning. That house was okay. It was more of a fun house than it was a scary house. I mean, there were some jumps. There were some things that are kind of disturbing, but nothing that I couldn't handle. The next house was the Museum of Deadly Exhibits, which they just got a new exhibit called the Rotting Stone, and the Rotting Stone takes the museum and it brings it to life. Not like Night at the Museum to life.
I was going to say like Night at the Museum.
Yeah, well, this brings it to life and destroys everything that it can along the way, turning them into monsters and such.
Of course it does.
So that one's really cool because there's a lot to see in the house. But it's just like walking through a museum. They have artifacts on the walls. They have little signs by every artifact saying what it is, where it's from, such like that. But they're coming to life. So it's kind of a cool walkthrough one. The next one was Slaughter Cinema 2, which a few years ago they did Slaughter Cinema 1. And this is where you're walking through a drive-in theater. But you're in this building, and each room you walk in, and you see posters, and then you see a scene from that film. You walk through that scene. So I think there was probably 9 to 10 different scenes of different movies you walk through.
Is that scary or no?
I wouldn't say scary. It's just a lot to take in because you like get used to one scene and then you're in the next scene. There was one really cool scene in that. I don't want to ruin it. Well, I think this one is people do know about. There's basically a shark room where you walk in and there's this big shark and he's coming at you, and he's probably 5-6 feet wide, the mouth, and he comes at you with his mouth open. So it's kind of a little scary, but it'd be cool because they said that in the past they've taken different scenes out of Slaughter Cinema and they've turned them into either a house or a scare zone. And there was a couple. There was a clown room, undead clowns.
I don't like clowns.
I could see them easily turning that into a scare zone. There was like punk rock clowns or skeletons or whatever in there. They could turn that one in. But it was called Blood and Chump or something like that, as that movie was called. But it was fun. There was like a Santa Claus in there who was like a bad Santa, not a good Santa. They were serving bad cookies, and his elves were eating people, so it was kind of crazy, but that one was fun. My favorite house of the night was the next one we went to, which was Universal Eternal Bloodlines. And this house, so Universal Monsters, if you know me, you know that Universal Monsters are my favorite franchise for the horror movies. And this one didn't use the typical Universal Monsters. This was the females of the Universal Monster House. So you saw Bride of Frankenstein, you saw Dracula's wife and daughters. I think it was She-Wolf is in there. Anaxamor, is that the name?
Anaxamor
from The Mummy. That character, she's part of this one. This house was really great, and you're following Van Helsing's daughter as she's going around because she's tasked with killing all these monsters to end them. So you're in basically the Van Helsing castle, walking through, and she's trying to get rid of all these monsters before they can do anything else. So that one was a really fun house. I really, really enjoyed that one. The props, the sets.
It's supposed to be like a girl power house or something like that.
I think it is, but it's just a really good house. I mean, it is. If you don't even think about that, yeah, they're Van Helsing's going around killing all these characters and such, but it was just a lot of fun house. And then the last house of the night was Goblin's Feast. So you're going to a Goblin's, basically Thanksgiving, and goblins and orcs and all these other creatures for Thanksgiving, they like to eat, guess what? Humans. So they're like, you got to get through there before they take a chunk out of you. And get that out of you. So yeah, that house was okay. It wasn't that scary to me at all. But like I said, none of them were super scary. I think I only jumped 2 or 3 times through all 10 houses. And most of it was because I just wasn't prepared for whatever came out. Or I did do almost every house twice. There's only 2 houses I didn't do twice, and that was Triplets of Terror and Goblin's Feast. Every other house I did do twice with our guide did them. Our guide took us through 5 of them, and then we had an hour to go after the guide stopped at 1 o'clock, and Jeremiah and I went through 3 more houses. And we also walked through a couple of the scare zones at that point. So the scare zones were great. The Bloomhouse one, we did get interaction with Megan on her stage.
Yeah, I put video up on our socials for that one.
Yeah, she was really good. Torture Fair, I think that's the big scare zone that was Vamp last year and such.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of different tortured ways of dying. So it's
sounds appealing.
Yeah, it's like a Renaissance festival that gone really bad.
Oh my God.
So you see a lot of that stuff. One of the scare zones was basically just chainsaws when you first come in.
Yeah, not doing that either.
And then the next one down from there was I'm not even sure what the storyline of the next one is. I will have a video for that one coming out. And then there's one where you go through like the swamp. That's one through those trees and such before you get to like the DreamWorks land.
Yeah, that area is always so dark and smoky back there.
It is, and that's what we talked about, is that there's so much fog machines down there, you really can't see if somebody's coming at you.
No, that's what scares me.
Yeah, but that one was a good one too, and it's supposed to be about, the storyline of that one is these people drowned, but then they come back to life out of the swamp, and they're trying to get you. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All in all, I loved it. I thought it was a great event. I'm so happy Universal invited me to this. I'm so appreciative that they had me out to do this. We're going to be going back because we do have a pass for us both to be able to go later in the season whenever we want to go. I think you could probably do quite a few of the houses, more than you think you could. My video does show scares, but my video, I'm trying to highlight the scares. So it may be zoomed in to a point where you see it right there. You might see it before the video. So my videos don't always reflect exactly how the scare came about. I only had a few minutes, so I want to make it look good, but I'm going to keep putting all these videos up. Like I said, YouTube, Facebook, the Main Street Mouse, they will all be there probably within the next day or 2. Like I said, I just don't want to push them all out there.
But there are some there already.
Yes, I think there's 5 of them. Yeah, I think there's 5 of them out, and I'll have the other 5. I've already edited the other ones, so they're all ready to pretty much go up as soon as we can. So thank you again, Universal, for having me out for this event. I can't wait to see where this goes with them, and I hope that we can be partners with them, helping cover their events for a long, long, long time.
I hope so, too.
Yes. So the last thing we did, and we didn't even talk about this before the show, I thought about it as we were talking. Saturday, we did go meet Corey and Lucretia and the kids at Disney Springs, and we actually got to see Dreams at Soar, the drone show again. Which is
over today.
Yeah, today's the last day. So we did get to see it again. Still a great show. It's absolutely amazing. They hadn't seen it, and they were all seemed pretty impressed with how they did the drones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cute show. It's funny because we saw it when it opened, and we were there the last weekend.
I know.
See, here's the only thing, though. So I was reading some feedback online about the show, and yes, people enjoyed it, but it seems as though locals were like, oh, now that the show's over, I can actually go see a movie and get out of there at a decent time, because basically they pack the west side at Disney Springs all along the water full of people. And then once it's over, everybody is flooding away from the water out into, the walkways. And it really is super congested.
It really is. They need to, if this is something that's going to stick around, I'm sure there's a way they could figure out to make it easier on everybody. Because it did take us a while. We didn't leave right away. We left probably half an hour after it ended. And it still took us quite a bit to get out of the garage.
It took us forever to get out through the crowd and then to get out of the garage.
And we were near the exit by Starbucks there.
I know, and it still took us forever.
Yeah.
So here's a thought, though. So with this show, they do have a spot where at the very end, it says Disney's Dreams at Soar. So if you want to see it spot on, you got to be on the west side.
Right.
But like 5-6 years ago, whenever it was when they did the Christmas one, you could see it from wherever you were at. Yes. So I'm wondering if they were to do this again, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Like have something to where it doesn't matter where you're standing, you can see it.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the Christmas one over by Rainforest Cafe.
Yes, we did.
Right
before you go across the bridge there.
Yes, and we could see just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see them do it for Christmas again.
Well, I know some people had said they could watch it from Saratoga. You just saw when the words
letters
it was
backwards.
backwards, but everything else would look the same.
Yes.
So yeah, so you could probably do that. But yeah, I hope it stays around because they're really good. The way these drones, it's just amazing to me that you see 800 drones go up in the sky and they form these Disney characters.
It's
just
very well done. I hope
so well done.
I hope they do it again, but maybe it was a summer run.
Yeah.
So maybe they can learn what works and what doesn't.
Right.
Because it really does get all crazy over there, and I can see, like, if you just want to go see a movie, or you're going, let's say you're going to go eat at Splitsville or something,
Right.
and you just want to go have dinner and you can't get through the crowd
Yeah,
or
those
whatever, or you can't get out of there. I can see how that would be a bit frustrating.
Especially if you're here on vacation and you don't realize. Because
Well,
a lot of times
yeah.
vacationers come down here and they don't realize there's other stuff that's going on, and that could cause them to be delayed in getting out or doing something like. So yeah, I get what you're saying there. And then we had dinner. Well, before the show, we actually had dinner at Sam, which is one of our favorite go-to spots down there. That was good.
Yeah, it's always good.
Always good. So that was our adventures for the last week in Florida living. Just want to cover a few news stories here really quick with you guys. So the 2025 Disney After Hour dates and details were released, and we talked a little bit about this on the live podcast show. But the prices went up. The after hours party got cut by an hour. Is that correct?
It's only like 3 hours now, but the price is more.
Yeah, it's almost $200 now a person, and you get snacks. You get like popcorn. I think ice cream bars.
I think you get Mickey bars.
Mickey bars
or something.
But you only get 3 hours in the park. Now you can get in beginning at 7.
But everybody else is still there
Everybody
at
else
7.
is
It's
still there.
nothing exclusive to you. If
Till
you
10.
Right.
So it's 10 to 1. Is that how it runs?
I believe so.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to be Epcot's going to do it. Hollywood Studios is going to do it. Hollywood Studios is a half an hour earlier, and then it's a half hour earlier than Magic Kingdom. And so Epcot and Magic Kingdom are 10 to 1, and then the other one is 9:30 to 12:30. But yeah, they're kind of expensive for it. I know a lot of people were complaining about why'd the price go up if we lost an hour of the party. So I get the frustrations.
I mean, we wouldn't do it.
I can't see paying that much money just for a small couple hours like that. I mean, if
It's more expensive than Not So Scary, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and Not So Scary is all evening long, plus
Right.
like parades and fireworks and
Yeah.
special things.
Because you can get in for Not So Scary at 4:00, and you can go to midnight, so you get 8 hours.
Yeah.
Even though the party doesn't start till officially till 7, but you still get 5 hours of the park with the party guests. So, but you can read any of these news stories. You can read more about them on the MainStreetMouse.com. I'll have links in the show descriptions here with that. Also, this week, Jared Leto came to Walt Disney World Roadtron Light Cycle Run. If you didn't know, reported from D23, Jared Leto is going to be in the next Tron movie. And he was announced at D23. He came out on stage there during the movies entertainment panel. But yeah, he did come to Walt Disney World Roadtron Light Cycle, and we got video of him riding it on the Main Street Mouse. Another thing locally here, Lake Mary, Florida's Little League team won the Little League World Series, and they had a parade for them at Magic Kingdom the other day. So they got
the same day the opening of the Epcot Festival.
Yeah, so good for the little kids that get to march in a parade down Walt Disney World. That's pretty exciting. I know when I played Little League, that would have been really cool to do something like that.
Oh yeah, your whole thing, like when kids are in band or whatever,
Yes.
go to Magic Kingdom. So yeah, cool for them.
Very cool. New shops and eateries coming to downtown Disneyland District out there. So I saw there's a new Avenger store going to be opening over there. Earl of Sandwich out there is getting a larger building. And what other restaurants?
There was another Disneyland themed store.
Okay.
But now it kind of makes sense because when we were out there a few weeks ago, there was so much construction and walls, and it didn't say what was coming. It just was walls or, pardon our pixie dust type of sign. So, it was kind of cool to see what it's going to be because what it is right now isn't so fun because there's a lot of construction.
And that's what we both thought. We're like, why do they have so much construction going on here right now when D23 is bringing out the biggest fans? So, yeah, I put up. So there's Avengers Reserve, an all-new shop coming. D-Lander shop, which is going to feature stylish new collections from Disney. Marceline's Confectionery, to transform into Disney's Wonderful World of Sweets, which that was closed. They were selling the sweets outside.
Yes,
of the
it was
building.
closed.
And then super cute Kawi slime cart. I have no idea what that is.
What in the world?
Something Japanese. I'm not sure what it is exactly. Steakhouse and barbecue restaurants from Chef Joe Isadori. Let's see what else. Earl of Sandwich. We already mentioned that one. That's going to have Earl Sandwich Tavern and such. So not something like what we have here.
No, because there is already a restaurant. There's a restaurant that's on right next to Earl's Sandwich.
Right.
It's like a sit-down restaurant. So it's going to be just all in one building, I'm guessing.
Yes. And then the last story I had here was the 2024 holiday season arrives at Disneyland Resort beginning on November 15th. And I think that one just came out yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But that just means they're holiday overlays and such.
Yeah, holiday decor.
Holiday decor.
Because they don't have a Christmas party.
Right. So that begins November 15th and will run through January 6th. You can read all the details to any of these news stories on the Main Street Mouse, and I do have the links with the in the show description for you to see. A couple other things I just wanted to mention, things going around. So Primark, which I know you were excited about. I didn't even know about this store. Or
Yeah, it's popular over like in the UK.
Okay. They opened at the Florida Mall this past week.
Yes, they did.
So that everybody who we've talked to who's been there said it was really kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of Disney stuff, and it's very inexpensive, which is nice these days.
It is. That's what something Disney fans definitely need, is something a little inexpensive because of how much it does cost.
Yeah, the prices are like crazy good.
I wanted to mention SeaWorld's Halloween Spooktacular, which is their daytime Halloween trick-or-treating, which is open. If you just buy a ticket to go to SeaWorld that day, little kids, they can be dressed up and they can go trick-or-treating down these paths they have set up to get candy and such. So that's included in your park admission. That runs from, started yesterday, August 31st, and runs through November 3rd. SeaWorld's
Saturday.
Huh?
The 2nd. It started Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Saturday. Sorry, I keep forgetting what day
I know,
it
I
is.
keep forgetting what day it is, too.
SeaWorld's Howl-O-Scream events begins on September 6th, so this Friday is when their Howl-O-Scream begins. I think they have 4 houses. I did that event last year. It's not that scary, not anything like HHN. But there's some stuff. I know we did that a few years ago, and you got the Scaredy Cat necklace that you can buy this necklace, and if you wear it and it lights up, if you wear that through the scare zones and such, they're not allowed to try to jump scare you. Now in the houses, it's free game. It doesn't matter in the houses, but walking throughout the different scare zones, they're not supposed to scare you if you have that. And I remember you had it on, and we walked through like the pirate scary, and the one pirate guy was meow. Meow, Scaredy Cat.
Scaredy Cat.
Yeah, he was making fun of it.
Yeah, forget that guy.
So, Busch Gardens Howl-O-Scream also begins on September 2nd or September 6th. It runs through November 2nd. So that one kicks off this Friday. And then just to mention, Halloween Horror Nights, like I said, started on August 30th, and that's going to run through on select nights through November 3rd. So if you're in the area and you want to check that out, I suggest you do it. And if you can afford it, the RIP tour is definitely worth the value, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So upcoming media events Michelle and I have coming. So on Thursday, we actually have 2 on Thursday. In the morning, we have something at Icon Park about Blue Man Group. About a month ago or so, we put out a blog that they're building a brand new facility for the Blue Man Group to reopen there. It used to be at Universal Orlando. Now they're moving to Icon Park, and they're building them, I want to say, a 500-seat stadium to perform their show in. So that's happening Thursday in the morning. Thursday evening, we have a kickoff for football at the
Caribe Royale.
Royale.
Sports bar in there.
Yes. So we're kind of excited about that. We're going to go. I don't really care about the teams that are playing, but I will be representing my Lions.
They said wear your favorite team colors, and we will.
And we will, that's for sure. So we will be there Thursday evening, so watch for social medias for both those. And then Friday, we will be at the Busch Gardens Howl-O-Scream media event, checking out their houses. I believe they have 7 houses. And then we also will be able to do some rides and such, because we haven't got to Busch Gardens that often. So we're going to take.
You can check out the houses. I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I'll stand outside. And
you got to do at least one.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so my question for you this week, real quick. After seeing some of my coverage from HHN, are you more excited about going, or are you more terrified?
That's a trick question.
Well, yeah, because I wanted to see where you were.
Well, see, here's the thing. Sometimes not knowing is better, only because, like, you're not anticipating whatever.
Right.
However, knowing what's coming and where is kind of a good thing too. Or for me, I think I would it's good to know how much I can take and how much I can't, and where I could walk and where I couldn't. And, I'm still a beginner at all this really scary stuff, and it's taken me my whole life to actually go. And the fact that I went twice last year is huge.
You did good last year.
I didn't cry, which was great. In 2019, I did cry and was like, I will never come here again.
And you've been there twice since then.
I have, but it took years for me to get to that point. So it's one of those things I really, really want to like. So, yeah. So from your coverage, I know where I don't want to go.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to go and see all those houses because, like, that monstrous house, you wouldn't think anything of that based on the description of it, but knowing that there's like a slaughterhouse type thing in there as part of the house,
I hate it when they.
I
do
knew that was something you wouldn't be able to do. So I kind of, so at that point, I'm glad I've gone through and I've seen all these houses because I know what you can and can't handle seeing or hearing. But I think there's more of the houses you can do this year than you could in the previous years.
I don't
honestly.
know. See, last year, like the Chucky house didn't scare me. It was kind of stupid.
No.
But I keep my head down the whole time anyway. And that's the only thing that stinks about that is that I feel like I miss out on some of the sets.
You do.
Because to me, it's like a marathon. Like I just want to get to the finish line.
You just want to say you did it.
I just want to say I went and not cry or have like a total panic attack.
Well, I will say when you go through Ghostbusters, keep your eyes open though, because there's not really anything that's going to jump out and scare you, and
Not
you
till
really
towards the end.
and it really doesn't even jump out and scare you. You see it as you're walking towards it, so it's not something that's going to jump. But that way you won't miss a lot of the details because there's so many details in the house. It's crazy, and I think like A Quiet Place, you could. There's one opening scene. Just if you walk behind me, I'll be able to kind of tell you where the scare is going to be coming from.
Oh, hey, I didn't even think about that. You can be my tour guide and tell me what's coming and where.
Yeah, because I know where the scare. I remember pretty much where everything was. As I'm watching the videos, editing them, I went back and remembered where everything was too.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you something right now.
Okay.
I am not going in Insidious.
Insidious is not bad.
No, no. To you, not bad. I'm going to take the overwhelming majority of the people on the internet. And
People on the internet don't know. They're trying to create hype so the house gets easier.
You know what? No. Here's the thing.
I'll make you a deal.
What?
You don't have to go in Insidious, but will you try the Universal house?
Last time I cried. I don't know.
So this one has something similar to what made you cry at the very end of that one.
Oh, no.
But it's not outside. It's still in the house. And you kind of know she's coming before she comes.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you, it's not that bad. I need to show you. Did I show you that video? Yeah, I showed you that video.
Yeah, you did. And I was like, I didn't like that wolf.
The wolf, that is probably the scariest part of the whole thing is the wolf, because the wolf comes running at you, but the wolf's on a bungee cord and pulls back when it gets too close.
Bungee wolf.
It is, but it's a she-wolf, too.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't look like a she-wolf. It just looks like a mean, scary wolf.
A wolf that's going to eat you.
Yes, that's right. And I will not. Because here's the thing. Do you remember a couple years?
will not.
Listen, I'm talking. Do you remember in 19 Monsters House when I had gone through like Stranger Things and then I was like
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and I was like cool. And then I went through that house and I was done. It ruined me for the rest of the thing. So for my own self-preservation, like I will not do like Insidious or certain things like that because I feel like it'll ruin me for the rest of the night.
But the Universal house, I would say, is not as scary as like Insidious is. So it's really not that scary of a house. I did that one twice, and both times I was just so impressed with how well the house was
I'm
done.
sure they're very well done.
They are.
Sure they are lovely. However, if you have this underlying terrifying fear.
But to be fair, when you went through the house in 2019, the creature from the Black Lagoon terrorized you because he knew he had you. He knew he had somebody who was scared, and he got you like 5 or 6 times. He wouldn't leave you alone in that one room. And then then you thought you were done. You were out, and then the Bride of Frankenstein got you at the very end. So.
And then I dropped to my knees and I cried and I said,
I'm
done. And you even said, okay, you're done.
She's done.
That's it.
She's done. We're not doing it anymore.
And I don't want to start off my evening like done.
Here's the way I'm looking at it. So like when you used to fly, anytime you fly, you would cry. Pure fear.
Yes.
And lately, the last few times you've flown, no tears. So, and last year,
But
Halloween Horror Nights twice. You did Halloween Horror Nights twice, and you did 6 houses total, and you didn't cry. And you did some houses that I would say Chucky is on par with, like, Insidious.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It was not scary. I don't know what all these crybabies are on the internet talking about how bad the house is. Not that bad.
Okay, well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
But no Insidious.
But if I get you in that one, I need to get special permission to put a GoPro on you.
Oh my gosh, no. Why do you want to torture me?
I don't. We'll see how it goes when we get there. Okay. And we'll see what kind of group. Maybe we'll have like a group of like 40 people going and you won't have to worry about anything.
You know what? The more the merrier because I would feel there's safety in numbers.
There you go. That's a way to look at it. Okay, so I just want to mention our sponsors for the Mainstream Mouse. Our official travel partner, MEI Mouse Fan Travel, can handle all your travel needs and such. And we just actually put up some new Royal Caribbean banners on our site for MEI on the website. So if you click on any of the banners that you see for them on our website, it will take you to a form you fill out, give them some basic information. One of their agents will contact you and help you get the perfect vacation plan, no matter if you're going to Disney, if you're going on Royal Caribbean, or if you just want to go somewhere else in the U.S. They will help you with your entire vacation. So reach out to MEI Mouse Fan Travel. Just make sure that you either click on our links from our website or let them know you came from the Mainstream Mouse so they know where the traffic is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And then our official stroller scooter partner, Kingdom Strollers, can help you with any of your rental needs and such in that realm. They will deliver the equipment to your resort or to if you're rented a house while you're here or wherever, and then they will also pick it up at the end. So you don't have to worry about returning anything and such. So you can reach them at thekingofstrollers.com, and they also have a banner on our website that you can click on, and it will take you to their website. You can, reserve and get your
Info.
Equipment all taken care of and get the info. So that is all I have to say. I'm going to let Michelle just kind of say closing out for us, and then that's it.
Okay, so I'm not going to give you a long one this time because my throat is killing me. So we really appreciate you following on our socials and reading our site and listening to our podcast. We couldn't do any of this without you, so thank you so much. Don't forget to check out Lost Princess Apparel for some Halloween and some new things that are coming. If you are looking for Disney Scentsy, Main Street Scents is my book on my group on Facebook. Lots of cute Disney stuff there too. So on that note, I hope you have a magical, wonderful, fantastic week ahead, and we will see you real soon.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings, watch your head and step as you exit, and take small children by the hand.
On behalf of our entire flight crew, thanks for soaring with us.
Now I will raise the safety bar, and a ghost will follow you home.
Some imagination, huh?